Hi everyone, I'm Bethany with Texas Women's University Fitness and Recreation, and this is our last high-intensity Pilates class for the summer. So I included all of the new tracks that I choreographed for the summer session, and we talked about how choreography and counting to 4 and 8 is kind of a challenge for me to remember how to do while teaching. So best of luck to us all. But we have 30 minutes. The playlist is linked at the bottom of the video. And with that, we're going to come onto our backs. And here we go. All right, beginning with pelvic tilts. Tilt in, release to neutral, in and neutral. Tilt, release, tilt, release, tilt, release, tilt, release, hip release, opens, lengthens, comes to parallel, then back in, open, lengthen, parallel, and in, open, lengthen, parallel, and in. Last one, open, lengthen, parallel, other side. It's open, lengthen, parallel, and in, open, lengthen, parallel, and in, open, lengthen, parallel, and in. Last one, open, lengthen, parallel, in, arms, scissors. One goes up, the other one goes down, and they meet in front of the chest. Arms are lengthened with the shoulders still being neutral. And you can work with whatever breath pattern works for you. And then we'll take this all the way back to the verse, which is now. So arms down. It's lengthen, rotate open, bend the knee, pull back in. Lengthen, rotate, bend the knee, and in. Lengthen, rotate, bend, draw in. Last one, lengthen, rotate, bend, draw in. Other side, lengthen, rotate, bend, draw in, lengthen, rotate, bend, draw in, lengthen, rotate, bend, and in. Last one, lengthen, rotate, bend, draw in, arm, scissors. Doesn't matter which one you start with, we should be even. And you can work with your own breath pattern. If you'd like an extra challenge, you can actually curl up in your arm scissors. Staying here. Now it's arm circles. Up, circle down. Up, circle down. Up, circle down. Up, and fan it down. Coming up toward the ears without shrugging the shoulders. And going the other way. So it's down, fan up. Down, fan up, down, fan up, down, fan up, down, and 4, down, and 3, 2, last one, back to scissors, scissors. We'll take this all the way to the music change. Still breathing as we go. Almost there. Now we're going to curl it up. Hold here. Pulse. 2, 3, 4. Reaching on the diagonal. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and reach. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep that contraction in the abs. 2. Reach just a little bit more. And release it back down. Release the arms to frame the hips. Coming back to those pelvic tilts. Tilt, release, tilt, release, moving with the beat. Tilt and release, tilt, release, tilt, release. Keeping here, it's real small. Now we're going to come into that curl. Curling it up. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, 4, down. 2, 3. Now take it to a hover and lift up. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Keeping those knees parallel. Lower, lift, and curl it back down. And then we'll start again, but this time we'll curl it back up. And then we'll curl it back down. Again, curling up. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, nice and even, up. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, hold it here. Going back to the lift and lower. Lower and lift. Lower in a hinge and lift. Watching the tracking of the knees. Trying to keep them parallel. Lower and lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower. Hold it up. Tiny pulses. Pulse. 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 Last. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Lift the heels. And lower. Lift the heels. And lower. Last 2. And lower. Lift. And lower. Now hover. And lift. Hover. And lift. Hover. And lift. Hover. And lift. Hold it up. Got a couple of isometric holds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One last squeeze and roll it back down. Take the knees into the chest if you need. And then we'll roll over onto our stomachs. Hands are stacked, forehead on top. I'll be turned so that we can see and talk to one another. And we're going to lift up. Lengthening up, 2, 3, 4, and down. Real small. Lifting up and down. Using the back. Up, 2, 3, 4, and down. Glutes are lightly engaged, drawing up the back. And down. Keep this going. Up. And down. And up. And down. Last 2. Up. And down. Last one. Up. And down. Plant the forehead. Lift the right leg up. And down. Up. And down. Up. Down. Up. And down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg. Up. And down. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, glue the head and forehead together. Lift into it. Hold here. Just hold, taking the shoulders down the back. Now we're going to go to a lower and a lift. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. 4, 3, legs stay on the ground. 2, 1. Now right leg lifts. Lift and lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Lift and lower. Lift lower, lift, lower, lift, and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, hands frame the chest, press it back through a cat stretch, a child's pose, a shell stretch. Round back through your cat. Come back to the floor. Forehead stacked on the hands. Take the legs turned out. Bend the knees, heels together, toes apart. We're going to squeeze the heels toward one another, in toward the hips, and up to the ceiling in a pulse. Ready? Sit. Press, press, press. I'm barely moving, it's real small. Time you press to the ceiling. Press, 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 press. Keep going, keep breathing. Light exhale on the exertion, drawing the belly button away from the floor. Almost there. Keep those heels glued together and coming toward the hips. And last one. Ooh, lengthen the legs. And press up, coming to your backs. Feet planted, knees to ceiling. We'll keep the feet on the floor to begin, letting the hands hover as we nod the head and curl it up. Take a big breath in, and we'll exhale and roll it down. And again, nodding the head and curling it up. Taking a breath, and exhale as we roll it back down. Let's take a few more. Inhale, nod. Exhale, flex it up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, roll it back down. And again, inhale, nod. Exhale, flex it up. Hold here. Float the legs up and down and down to a tabletop shape, floating up and down and down. If you haven't switched directions, switch directions each time just to make yourself even. Up and down and down. Take a breath and exhale, roll you down. Take a moment to get composed. And then we'll inhale, nod that head. Exhale, flex it up. Inhale, float the legs up to tabletop. This time, take a breath in. And exhale, roll you back down. In this position, keeping the knees no closer to the torso. Lengthen one leg out for single leg stretch. And bend that knee, draw back in. Other side. Lengthen that leg out. And draw back in. A little bit faster. Lengthen and bend. Lengthen and bend. Lengthen and bend. Lengthen and bend. Keep going. Lengthen and bend. Lengthen and bend. Lengthen, bend. Last one. Lengthen, bend, flex it up. Holding here, arms hovering, legs in tabletop. One leg goes, hands come to that front thigh. Then we draw it in, switch spots. Other leg lengthens, hands come to the front of the thigh. Bend that leg. Now we'll switch each time. Here we go. Lengthen and bend. 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 Lengthen. Bend. Last one. Lengthen and bend. And roll it down. Squeeze the knees. Okay. I spoke too soon. Here we go. We're going to float those legs to tabletop. We're going to curl it up and down. Up and down. Up. If you're like, nope, feet on the floor works fine too. But we're going to curl up and down. Curl and down. sequentially curling that spine up. If you find that your head is heavy, you can always hold gently with the fingertips behind the occipital lobe of the skull. We're going to float those legs up and go into our bicycles. Rotating with the beat, or if you want a double time or half time, that works as well. And then if you want the challenge, keep those legs in tabletop, rolling back down, and then we'll rinse, repeat. So ready? Here we go. Curling up, and down, and up, and down. If you'd like a little bit faster, you could curl, and down, and curl, and down. Whichever one floats your boat. But we're to the bicycles. Rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate, and center, rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate, and center, rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate, center. Roll it down, hands on either side of the hips in a low V. We're going to take knees to one side, lengthen through those legs, bend the legs, return to center. Other side, rotate slightly over, lengthen, bend, come to center. Keep with this. Rotate, lengthen, bend, center, rotate, lengthen, bend, and center. Rotate, lengthen, bend. Last one, rotate, lengthen, bend, center. Everything comes center. We're going to nod the head and flex it up to our bicycles. Rotate and center, rotate and center, rotate, center, rotate and center, rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate and center, rotate, center. We've got a lot of these. Keep this going. Keep breathing. Rotate, center, rotate, center. And take those knees in, roll it down, and come up. Coming to our half roll back and oblique twist. Take the fingertips on the floor, sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to roll it down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, 4. Curl down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, 4. Curl. 2, 3, 4, and up. Thinking of rolling that spine down like a sleeping bag. Float the arms up, coming to pulses. So we can go pulse, 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 real small. Or if you want to do a little bit more gentle, you can be curling back, and up, and back, and up. Whichever works for you. But we'll keep being here. So I'm pulsing. Pulse, pulse. Real small, lower abs are maintaining me here. Thinking about my belly button drawing in toward my spine. And neutral shoulders as opposed to shoulders pressed forward. And stack it up. Let the hands find their way, fingertips to the floor, and curl down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, 4. Down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, 2 more. Down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, 4. Down. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3. Float the arms. Take it back and up and back and up, or pulses here. Whichever works for you. Or if you want to be slow, here and up. Whichever one works for you. I'll be with the pulses. Pulse, pulse, pulse. and then we'll start in a rotation here in a sec. And take it up, and take it back, and rotate this time, sweeping that arm up, and to the other side, and up. A little faster. Sweep and up, sweep and up, sweep and up, sweep and up. Alternating each side, using the lower belly to take you back instead of the hips. If you feel tightness in the hips, that's what happened. And you're not alone, because my hips are tight too. Wow. Almost there. And release. Okay. Coming to a 4-point stance. And tucking the toes. Elbow creases are soft and face one another. We're going to lift to a hover. And then we'll drop it back down. And then we'll lift to a hover. And we'll drop it back down. And take it up. And down. And up. Hold it here. Right leg back. Then the left leg. Then the right. Then the left comes in. Back with the right still. Back with the left. In with the right. In with the left. Faster. Back, back, in, and back in. Back, back, in, and in. Back, back, in, and in. Back, back, in, and in. Set those knees down, and then pick them right back up. And set them back down, and pick them back up. And set them back down, and take them back up. And set them down, and take them back up. Left leg, step it back, then the right, then the left in, and then the right, then the left, then the right, then the left in, and the right in. Let's go faster. Left, right, left, right, left, left, right. We just had 2 lefts. That's okay. Just lead with the left. How do you know I'm getting a good workout? Still just leading with the left. Now we're going to set those knees down, lengthen one leg out, open to a side plank, take it back down, switch it out, side plank on the other side, take it back down, come to the center, take a little cat and a little cow, and then we'll alternate each time, starting with your favorite side. So lift those knees to a hover, and we'll step it back, and in, and then back, and in, and in, and then back, and in, alternating each time, back, in, and back, in, and we'll make it together as a team the whole way to the end of the song. Stepping back, in, and back, in, and in. Back, in, and set those knees down. Set the hips back for a child's pose. Taking a big breath in, and exhale. Come up, press into a shell stretch, and then lengthen up tall. Coming to our rotation song. All right, elbows lead. Rotate, center, rotate, and center. Rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate, center, rotate. Twisting through the obliques each time. You can either inhale or exhale into the center, whatever makes the most sense on your body. As you sit up nice and tall. Now take those hands to the forehead and take you over to one side. And then take you up. And then to the other side. And then take you back up. And then we'll take it a little bit faster. Keep the shoulders down from the ears. Down, up, down, up. It's okay if this is a small movement. The idea is to look for the obliques doing the work and not your hips and shoulders. All right, back to rotating. Rotate, center, rotate, and center. Rotate, center, rotate, and center. Rotate, center, rotate, center. Rotate, and center, rotate, center. Keep going here. Keep breathing, using the breath pattern that works for you in the central position. Last one. Hands to forehead. Take it over. Take it up. And then the other side. Taking it over. And then taking it up. And then a little bit faster. Here we go. Over, up, over, and up. Over, up, over, and up. Over, up, over, up, over, and up. Over, and rotate. Rotate, and center. Rotate, and center. Rotate, center, rotate, and center. Almost there. It's our last workout track before the cool down and the stretching. And remember, whatever breath pattern that works for you works because you're breathing. The goal is to be able to control your body and still breathe. Now from here, place one hand on this ground. Just take it up and over. And take it up. Other side. Up and over. Take it back up. And down. One last time each side. And then we can come back to our rotation. Rotate, center, rotate, and center. Rotate, center, rotate, and center. Keep breathing, we got this. Almost there. And while we're all huffing and puffing together, I want to say I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on campus. We'll be doing a lot outside, so come say hi. If I haven't met you yet, please introduce yourself. Almost there. Keep breathing. Almost till the end. And let's release the hands. Ooh, both my shoulders just popped. It's like 4 solid minutes of rotation. So we're going to come to our Pinwheel Sit. And we're going to leave the hand planted. I'm just going to take those shoulders back a couple of times. You can take them forward if you'd like. And then we're going to take the top hand and we're going to take it up and over and just slide that forearm down along the ground. Hold it here and then rotate on an exhale to kind of a twisted deer position if you can. If you're happy with one hand just propped, it's totally cool. Open that chest back out and take it back up. Switch the palms, take it up and over in a counter mermaid stretch, and then take it back up, and then we'll plant that hand, flip the top palm, and we'll inhale up, lengthening through the rib cage, and exhale, squeeze the glutes to press the hips forward, getting some nice lateral flexion, and then we'll inhale that chest to the ceiling. And then we'll exhale, round the spine as you sweep the hand forward and lower the hips. And then we'll get that counter mermaid stretch again, coming up and over. And then up and down, and we'll swivel out those legs to the other side. And we'll plant that hand, and we'll lift it up and over. sliding that forearm to the floor. And then we can take that forearm also to the floor if we've got the range of motion. And if we're happy being here, that's okay too. And then we can inhale that chest forward and up. And let's take that counter pose. And then let's take it up and down, planting that hand. This time going up. Inhaling the arm up. And then exhaling as we press the hips forward, squeezing the glutes, getting that nice lateral flexion. And then we'll inhale the chest to the ceiling. And we'll exhale as we round the spine and sweep the arm forward and down. And then we'll flip the hand and get that counter pose of the mermaid stretch one more time. And then we'll take it down. And then we'll switch those legs. One last time, sweeping it up and pressing those hips forward. Inhaling the chest to the ceiling. And then exhaling as we round the spine, releasing the hips back to the floor, flipping the free palm, and taking that counter pose. And then inhaling up and exhaling down. Then we'll switch the legs. One last time, planting that hand, inhaling up and exhaling over. And then inhaling the chest to the ceiling. And exhaling, rounding the spine, sweeping the arm down, setting the hips down, flipping the palm, inhaling up and exhaling over into the counter mermaid stretch. And then inhaling up and exhaling down. We can pivot this leg in and take one last breath in and up. Exhaling down through the center. You guys, thank you so much for joining me for our last recorded session of High Intensity Pilates. I look forward to seeing you guys on campus. Take good care.